Hi guys, welcome to Live with Chef Susie because we are live and we stream live every Friday right here from my kitchen where you can ask questions and you can get answers because I have my whole nutrition team live with me every Friday. So I work for University of Nevada Extension. So it's UNR Extension. And what we do is we are part of a nutrition team. We teach students in the Clark County School District how to eat right, how to plan their plates, do a My Plate, how to eat fruits and vegetables, and how to stay healthy. And that's what I do live in the school district. I do this in front of students every day, Monday through Friday, thousands of students every week, and we have a blast. Each month, we premiere a different fruit or vegetable, and we have other programs like Pick a Better Snack and Chef for Kids, and all kinds of stuff we do. And right now, we're doing it virtually. So every Friday, I love to start my day with a quote. Today's quote is coming at you from the 35th U.S. American President, John F. Kennedy. And so, my fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. And I also like to bring up some signs of strength that people have been showing during this time. And one of those is a company called AIM, which is Angels in Motion. They've been putting blessing bags together. So these teenage girls on the southern Jersey Shore, where I'm from, have been putting together these Ziploc baggies with different toiletries, toothpaste, toothbrush, hand sanitizer, sun protection, and they've been giving them out to people that need it, whether it be people in the older living centers or maybe homeless, but they're handing them out, and it's so cool. Another great company is from San Jose, California, and it's a pizza parlor called Tony and Alba's Pizza. They put on Facebook that anyone over the age of 70 years old who's stuck at home during the pandemic, they will deliver a free pizza. So their post went viral, and they've been getting so many donations that now they can afford to give a salad as well. I think that is a wonderful thing. So I like to point those things out. Through the week, I look for signs of strength, and that's what I found. So today and every day, we're doing some recipes. We always do about three recipes every Friday. Today's three recipes are the Earl Grey French toast. We're also doing a blueberry and almond muffin. And then we're also doing a green Grinch smoothie. It's going to be a lot of fun. These recipes came out amazing. I'm excited to get started, and let's do that. So the first recipe is Earl Grey French toast. You're thinking, what is she thinking? Well, this is Earl Grey tea, and all I did was take this little pan right here with hot milk, and I went ahead and heated it up. This is actually the recipe. I made this recipe vegan, but you can also make it with regular milk, but it can be made any way you want. So what I did was I put in 2 cups of sweetened with vanilla almond milk. So 2 cups of vanilla sweetened almond milk, or you could do 2 cups of whole milk with a teaspoon of vanilla. So I did 2 cups of vanilla almond milk. I also added into this 3 tea bags. So what I did was I waited until the milk got steaming hot, and then I put the tea bags in to steep. So now they're ready, and it looks just like a cup of tea. It's amazing, and my whole house smells like Earl Grey. And what we're going to do next is take our wet ingredients to the Earl Grey mixture, and we're going to mix it with the dry ingredients. The dry ingredients are very simple. I took 2 tablespoons of ground flaxseed or ground chia seeds, and I'm putting them right here into this flat dish because I'm going to use my bread to make French toast in this dish. I'm going to add to this dry ingredient 2 tablespoons of flour, which makes it so simple. It's 2 tablespoons of flour, 2 tablespoons of ground flaxseed. So I've got my dry ingredients, and I'm just going to mix these together with a whisk. So I've got my dry ingredients, and then next, I'm going to add my wet ingredients. My wet ingredients are right here. My Earl Grey hot steamed milk. I'm going to add these to this, and then I'm simply going to whisk this together. This is my French toast batter. Now, Earl Grey is interesting. My friend George in Maui makes Earl Grey martinis, and people have been making foods with Earl Grey tea for centuries. some of those important meals that they make, they actually take Earl Grey and they make cakes, chocolates, and savory sauces. Earl Grey is named after Charles Grey, the second Earl of Grey, and he was the Prime Minister of England. So a Chinaman who came over with a very delicious tea gave this to him as a gift because someone on his team saved their son. So he brought this tea over from China, and they fell in love with it. So the Earl Grey tea became a sensation. There's also a great drink called the London Fog, and that's with steamed milk, vanilla syrup, and an Earl Grey tea bag, and it's delicious too. So I've got my mixture all set up. Now all I'm going to do is heat my pan up. So this here is the pan I'll be using to saute my French toast. I'm going to get that pan heated with 2 tablespoons of grapeseed oil. Grapeseed oil is my new favorite cooking oil. It takes high temperatures and it takes a high heat, and I've been using it instead of olive oil because it has more vitamin E than olive oil does. So it's my new best friend, and it's an MVP in the kitchen too. So I'm just going to drizzle about 2 tablespoons of grapeseed oil into my pan and let that get heated up. Now, grapeseed oil, if you've been with me over the weeks, you've seen that I've been using it a couple times. I use it because it has a great price. It has a neutral taste. It also is an uncomplicated oil. It's got more vitamin E than olive oil, and it takes a high smoke point, which is awesome. And it's my MVP in my kitchen. So I've got this heated up. In the meantime, I'm going to show you what bread I like to use. You can use any bread you have in the house. This is a French loaf. I brought this at Vaughn's, and I cut it down so it comes out like this because when I grew up on the Jersey Shore, we used to have this little luncheonette that used to serve French toast using Italian bread. So I wanted to do it today. So I cut about 3 pieces, and I'm just going to put them right into the liquid, and then I'm going to turn them over. And we're going to make French toast, Earl Grey French toast. So I'm just going to take them, and I'm going to dip them over on the other side. That's it, just a quick dip. And then my pan's nice and hot, and I'm going to add these French toast pieces of bread right to the pan. 1, 2, and 3. There's my French toast. We're going to let that sizzle up, but that's how simple it is to make Earl Grey French toast. And the fact that we used ground flaxseed, that was an egg substitute. So if you don't have an egg laying around and you have flaxseed, you can do that with anything in your baking, anything that you're making, which is so cool. So I wanted to show you how to do that. Our next recipes are going to be a little different, but they're going to be just as delicious as this Earl Grey French toast. So while this is sizzling, I can talk to you about my second recipe. The second recipe today is called Blueberry Almond Muffins. I fell in love with the idea of making muffins with blueberries and almonds because of the antioxidants in the blueberries and because of the protein in the almonds. And I thought, what can we do to make these amazing? Now, anybody can make a muffin. You can even buy a muffin mixture from the store and make muffins yourself. But I didn't want to just make any muffin. I wanted to make these muffins phenomenal. How did I do that? Well, I started with a streusel. What in the heck is a streusel? Well, this is the streusel recipe. So it's a very simple recipe to make. So in this recipe, by the way, I'm using 4 separate bowls. One bowl is my streusel, one bowl is going to be my wet ingredients, one bowl is going to be my dry ingredients, and one bowl is going to be my blueberries. So that's how you make the perfect muffins. Keep it all separated and then bring it together at the end. So number 1, a streusel. Streusel is spelled S-T-R-E-U-S-E-L. It's a German word, which means sprinkled or scattered. What this is a topping or a filling made with usually a fat, a flour, a sugar, and a cinnamon. So you make this ahead of time and you put it in the refrigerator. So all I did with my streusel is I took 1/3 cup of flour, 1/3 cup of sugar, a teaspoon of cinnamon. I whisked that together, and then I added 6 tablespoons of butter that I cut up in 6 cubes. So I made them in cubes, and it was a cold butter stick. Then I took my fingertips and I went like this inside that mixture so that all the butter turned into little pea-sized shapes. And then I added 2 tablespoons of milk and refrigerated it. And this is what it came out to. So the streusel is ready. This is going to top all of our muffins after we make the mixture and put them into the muffin pan. We top them with streusel. Why? Because we are making phenomenal muffins today. That's why. I wanted them to be out of this world, and I wanted to show you how to do them yourself. So the streusel is key. So the streusel started in Vienna, by the way, and it goes all the way back into the medieval times. And it's a guaranteed perfect muffin. If you want to make a great muffin, you want to blow people's minds, make your streusel ahead of time. And you'll be happy you did. And you can thank me later. So I'll put my streusel aside, and I'll get started with my dry and wet ingredients for this banana almond muffin mixture. Let's see how my French toast is doing. Let me grab my... Alrighty, let's see here. Looking good. I'm gonna flip them, guys. They're getting nice and toasty. I'm gonna flip them over. And since you made French toast before, you'll know exactly what to do. But I'm using a high heat oil, which is grapeseed oil, and I'm using a French loaf of bread that I sliced down long. This is the bread. For those of you that are joining us later, I used a French loaf. I sliced it down, and I dipped it right into my batter. My batter was 3 tea bags. They were steeped in boiling milk. You can use regular milk, or you can use a non-dairy creamer. You can use a teaspoon of vanilla, or you can use a vanilla flavored creamer. Your choice, but once it boils, you throw your 3 tea bags in, let them steep for about 10 minutes, and you've got your wet mixture, and then you combine that with your dry mixture, which again, the dry mixture is very simple, same ingredients. It's gonna be 2 tablespoons of ground flaxseed and 2 tablespoons of flour. You'll mix them together, bring the wet with the dry, whisk that together, and you've got your French toast batter, which is looking really good right now. So back to the muffins. We are making blueberry almond muffins. So I went ahead and made the wet mixture already. So again, when you're making muffins, the #1 key is to use separate bowls. Bring them together at the end. Never combine it all at once. It doesn't work out. It never does. So this is the wet ingredients. The wet ingredients are 1/3 cup of milk, 1/3 cup of a neutral oil, and then 1 egg. Whisk it together, and then your dry ingredients, which are right here, is going to be 1½ cups of flour, 1/3 cup of sugar, 2 tablespoons of baking powder, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and the zest of an orange. And that's already been done for you right here. Next up is the blueberries. So blueberries are important because you don't want the blueberries to sink to the bottom of your muffin. So what we're doing with our blueberries is we took 2 cups of blueberries, and then we took 2 tablespoons of this dry mixture, and we added it to the blueberries and fluffed them up like this so they all get covered in flour. That makes your blueberries not go to the bottom. Very important. My friend Kathy in Maui says to put the blueberries then in the refrigerator. It keeps them nice and firm because you want people to bite into those blueberries, and you want them to have that firm crunch too. You don't want everything to be a big mess. So I'm going to turn my French toast sticks over again. This is my Earl Grey French toast I'm working on over here. I'm going to let that sit and sizzle for a little bit. And we're back to the blueberry almond muffins. So my streusel mix, remember guys, this is key. Do not make a muffin without it because it really does make a big difference. And you'll see why when I show you the final muffin. I have them over here, but they're a surprise. So what I'm going to do with the streusel is I'm going to add some almonds to it. This is where the almond takes place. Why am I adding almonds? Well, let's see. The recommended serving of almonds is about 23 almonds a day. Now, if you were to take 10 almonds are about 78 calories. You want to consume them in the morning with your breakfast. So I'm going to add, looks like about 2 tablespoons of sliced, I like thinly sliced almonds. I keep these in the fridge because I use them with frozen yogurt. There's nothing I will not throw this on. My breakfast in the morning, my parfait. So I'm adding my almonds to the streusel. I'm just going to kind of get them in there so they mix in nice with my streusel. It's going to top my muffins. So why am I adding almonds? 1, almonds strengthen your bones. They lower your blood pressure. They reduce your risk of chronic disease. They also protect your vision. Very important to me that everything we're working with is going to help you because these are usually immune boosting recipes. And they're for you, from me and my nutrition team. So we have any questions here yet today? No questions. Let's keep it moving. Okay, these muffins. Now you can imagine the last thing we're going to do with our muffins is combine everything. But first, let me check on my Earl Grey French toast. Oh, nice and crispy. I'm going to flip them over. I'm grilling these in grapeseed oil. It's a nice oil to use because it does take a high smoke point. I'm gonna turn these off and I'm gonna set them aside because they're almost done. And we'll get set up with our muffins. Now with your muffins, you can use a muffin pan, you can use muffin sheets in your pan, or I found these really cool little muffin pans that have 6, because if we make 12, sometimes you feel like you have to eat all 12. Well, if you made 6, maybe it's better. It's your choice, but I found these and I thought, how cool. I also found these little guys. These little guys can go right in the oven. They've got little feet on them. They're all colored. And these would be great for your young children who you can sneak vegetables into their muffins. You know what I'm talking about. Well, this will make them want to have them because they're in these little feet. And they're super cool. But I'm going to use a muffin tin. This one right here. And before I get started, I'm going to spray them with, you guessed it, grapeseed oil spray. I even found the spray. Can you believe it? It's my new thing, guys, my new MVP. So I sprayed my muffin pan with the grapeseed oil. Now, I'm going to mix my mixture together. I'm going to take my wet into my dry. I'm going to whisk this together. Then I'm going to fold in my blueberries. Then I'm going to add each mixture to the muffin pan. And then I'll top each mixture with that streusel that we made. I'm telling you what, guys, I would never make a muffin again without a streusel. It really makes them turn out beautiful. So I've got this mixture all together. Now I'm going to fold in my blueberries. These blueberries have been refrigerated and they've also been tossed in flour. That way they won't stick to the bottom of your muffin. You want your muffin to be covered in blueberries. You want someone to bite into your muffin and say, who made these? These are delicious. That would be me. You're welcome. So let's get a conversation starter going and let's be that person that makes the best muffins at the party. So I'm just moving these together with my fingers and I'm going to put them all into this muffin pan and then I'll top each one with a streusel and then you bake this. You're going to bake these at 400 degrees for 25 to 30 minutes. Now, if you use frozen blueberries, they'll take a little longer. These are fresh blueberries. So I've got my blueberry mixture all mixed up, folded all in, and now I'm just going to take a spoon and I'm going to spoon them right in to this muffin pan. I'm going to fill them up to the very top, and then I'm going to top it with the streusel. And when I show you what happens, guys, this muffin mixture is a no-brainer. It's delicious and it's awesome. And there's many ways of making it healthy. You can change anything you want. Now, if you want me to go over those recipes again with you, I can. The wet ingredients, again, was 1/3 cup of milk, 1/3 cup of a neutral oil. You guessed it, I use grapeseed oil. Also goes for 1 egg, or you could use ground flaxseed. And then the dry ingredients are going to be 1.5 cups of flour, 1/3 cup of sugar, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of salt, and the zest of 1 orange. Then I blended those together. And again, I made my streusel ahead of time. So now I've got my muffins in their tins, ready to go. And now I'm going to top them with the streusel. And we're going to bake these in the oven. Let's get that oven preheated at 400 degrees. They're going to bake for 25 to 30 minutes. So I've got my muffins ready to go. Now I'm going to top them with the streusel, which by far, guys, you're not going to believe how good this comes out. So I've got my sliced almonds in the mixture, and I'm just going to take this mixture because it's wet. I'm just going to top it, and they're going to make themselves shape in the oven. So don't even worry about that. Just top them with the streusel because you're going to get that nice top on your blueberry muffin. The kind you look at in the store and you want to buy, you'll never buy one again when you make them like this. So that's it, guys. They're going to go right in the oven. I'm going to take these gloves off, and I'm going to show you what they turn out to look like. These are the blueberry muffins before the oven. They're going to hop in, and this is what they look like when they come out. This is the perfect, most beautiful blueberry almond muffin. This is a blueberry almond muffin that has the streusel topping. If you break it in half, you'll notice that those blueberries did not go to the bottom. They're all over the muffin. My daughter thought these were amazing. Yes, I had 3 of them. I'm not having any more, but they are amazing. I mean, the tops of these are so crunchy and delicious. They came out so good. So I hope you have fun making them with your family too. Let's move on to our French toast. I'm going to plate this French toast for you, and I'm going to show you how I would make it. So what I'm going to do here with this French toast is I'm going to bring it out of the oil. and I'm going to lay it right onto this white plate. This is a nice crunchy French toast made with Earl Grey tea. Now you can top it with anything you want. The first time I made it, I topped it with warm sliced bananas and some blueberries, but you can do anything you want to do. So I've got it topped like that. Maybe I'll tap in a little bit of powdered sugar. Maybe I will slice in some beautiful ripe banana. A ripe banana has some brown spots on it. That's a beautiful ripe banana. And I'll slice in just a couple pieces there. And I'll just put them on top, put them around. Just going to add some potassium. It's going to add some flavor. It's also going to add that beautiful soft texture of the banana with the crunch of the French toast. You just can't go wrong. And then I'm going to top it with some maple syrup, 100% maple syrup. And I'm just going to top it very slowly. I always go light on the syrup because the person eating it, they can put more if they want. So I always go just a little light. And we've got the perfect Earl Grey French toast. Let's see if I can show this to you. This is the Earl Grey French toast made with the French bread, Italian style, because I used to use it when I was a kid. We did it with the Italian loaf. This is the French loaf. And now I'm going to put this over here. And we've got another recipe. Our third recipe is going to be a green Grinch smoothie. I've been making these for years, maybe 6 years now in the Clark County School District. Every time I walk into a school and the students sit down in front of me, I always put big bushels of kale on my table like this, like huge bushels of green kale. When the kids walk in, they're all like, man, I'm not going to like this. What's this lady doing? And I love their faces because they don't know they're going to love it yet. So they sit down and they're like, what is that? Some of them don't know what it is. Well, this is kale. The kale is the queen of greens. It might be the most healthiest ingredient on the whole planet. And it really is a game changer. And my goal is to make students fall in love with it. How do I do it? With a smoothie. It's a no-brainer, guys. I'm going to teach it to you. Now, when you put your smoothie for your child into your glass, I put it in this glass here, but my sister puts it in a glass like this with a lid, and she gives it to her son and says, enjoy your smoothie. He has no idea there's kale in it because it's not see-through. So that's a little trick for you, too. So let's get started on our smoothie. So first of all, you're going to need a blender. This is my blender here. We're going to add some ingredients to this. The first thing I like to do is use kale. Now, what I like to do with kale is rip it with my hands right off of the spine. This is a spine of a kale. I'm going to rip it right off, and I'm going to throw it right in. About how much? About a cup, 1 cup of kale. So we're just going to put that right in. Kale is low in calories, rich in fiber, packed with phytonutrients. It's also key for short and long-term health. So that's why I'm using kale. 1 cup of kale has 33 calories, 2.5 grams of fiber, 6 grams of carbs, 325 milligrams of potassium, and 3 grams of protein. Isn't that amazing? And it provides more than 100% of the recommended daily amount of vitamins A and K. Isn't that amazing? Someone just texted me earlier this week and said, what can I make that has vitamin K? Kelly, this is for you. K for kale, vitamin K. You'll never forget that. So I've got my kale in the blender. Now I'm going to add a frozen banana. Now, anybody who knows me knows my trick. The frozen banana has to be from a banana that is almost gone bad. It's got to be super ripe, and that's what I did. I froze that banana. This is a whole banana that I froze that was super ripe, and now it's frozen. So anytime you see bananas going bad at home, guys, pop them in the freezer. So now I've got my 1 cup of kale, my 1 frozen banana. Next up, I'm going to do a 1/4 cup of frozen pineapple. The pineapple is going to help cut that kale taste, which is nice for students. So I've got my 1/4 cup of frozen pineapple, and then I'm going to do a 1/4 cup of frozen strawberries. Let's get them in there. And last but not least, I'm going to throw in just a tablespoon of frozen blueberries. Just a little bit of sweetness to help them out, okay? And that's going to go in. Now, you can never make a smoothie without a liquid. You know that, I know that, we all know it. Which liquid are you going to use? Well, the best smoothie is made with regular whole milk. They come out looking like milkshakes. They're delicious. Or you could use almond milk. You can use a vanilla flavored almond milk. You could also use this almond milk here I like to buy because it's sold in the pantry section of the grocery stores. So you can pick it up and you won't have to use it until you're ready. So you'll have it for months in the pantry. It lasts forever. This one here lasts until January 2021. Can you believe that? So you can keep these in your pantry until you need them. This is a Almond Breeze unsweetened vanilla. It's 40 calories per cup. This one here is sold in the refrigerator. I also have coconut water, which I'm going to use today. The reason I'm using coconut water is because Tom Brady from the TB12 got me hooked on it. I went to the TB12 on their grand opening day, and I wanted to learn all about their smoothies, and I saw that he uses coconut water. So I'm going to do the same thing Tom Brady does. Isn't that what everybody does? So I've got all my ingredients in here. That's 1 cup of kale. That's a 1/4 cup of frozen pineapple, 1/4 cup of frozen strawberries, and just about 2 tablespoons of raspberries. Now I'm going to add my coconut water, as clear as can be. What I'm going to do, guys, is make sure I have enough liquid to make this smoothie a success. Not too much and not too little. So let's put the lid on and see what happens. Let me get myself plugged in over here. All right. This blender is the Ninja blender. My friends Craig and Chrissy, if you're watching, I know you have one of these, and it's because of my friend Sherry, who's the one that got it for me. And it's great because it's 3 attachments. It's awesome. So here we go, guys. Let's get this smoothie party started. The best part about the smoothie, guys, is you're making a green smoothie, but it's not green. Hello? Who's not going to want to drink a smoothie? It doesn't look green. That's the trick here. I use so much kale. However, it didn't turn green. So what I like to do in the middle of making my smoothie is make sure that everything got in there. That's my goal every time. So I'm going to blend this for about 2 more seconds. Let's do it. Kale comes in 4 different colors. It comes in green, white, purple, and a bluish green. The green one we used today, when it was mixed with all these beautiful frozen fruits, it turned into purple, which is great. So I've got my glass right here, and it's smoothie time. So when I make the kids, when I give the kids the students of the school district, when I let them taste the smoothie, they're all blown away. They couldn't believe that I put kale in this and that it tastes this good. And I love that part. One of my favorite things. So I've got this smoothie going right in the glass, got the straw already in it, and I'm going to do a taste test for you. Let's see how this came out. This is for the Grinch. To the Grinch. It's delicious. I mean, what a great way to get your kale in. So with the rest of my kale, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to give a shout out to Stacy Simmons. Hi, Stacy, if you're watching. I'm doing this for you. She said, can you make kale chips for us? I said, I would love to make kale chips. It's one of my favorite things to do because it's so easy. I made them earlier so I can show you what they look like when they're done, but I'm going to do them live for you because it takes about a minute. So you'll just take your kale, just like I did with the smoothie, and you'll just rip it right off after you wash, dry, and clean your kale. Then you'll just rip some pieces off into chip sizes. This is a chip size. And you'll put it right onto a baking sheet, just like this. Very simple. Then you'll take your kale chips, spread them out a little bit, and then you'll put some oil. Which oil do you think I'm going to use? That's right, grapeseed oil. So I'm going to take some grapeseed oil and drizzle it on. I'm also going to drizzle on some lemon. My first time doing this, but lemon is so nice. It's going to be a lemon kale chip recipe. So I've got half of a lemon, and I've got some grapeseed oil, and then I'm going to top it with a little bit of salt. And if you like spicy, you can top yours with chili flakes. Chili flakes are the best. When I was in my internship at the hospital, I brought kale chips for all the nurses and doctors. They loved it so much. They thought it was so difficult to make. Guys, all you're going to do is preheat your oven to 400 degrees. These cook for 15 minutes flat. That's it. And they're ready to go. There's my kale chips. Let's see what they look like when they're done. I got them right here. These are kale chips, and they're crispy. They'll stay crispy for up to a week, which is awesome. So you can take your kale chips. Instead of eating potato chips, you're going to eat something that's going to help you forever. Low in calories, rich in fiber, packed with phytonutrients. These are kale chips. So next Friday, we're going to do a cacio e pepe, which is one of my favorite Italian dishes, which means cheese and pepper. And we're going to show you how to use the pasta water to make the best cacio e pepe. We're also going to make a Vietnamese mango salad. Then we're going to make the Vegas protein date. That's my winning recipe that I won this huge award with the National Dairy Council, which I'm so excited about. It was one of the coolest awards I've ever won. And I'm going to do that for you. It's called the Vegas protein date because I use dates. I'm also going to show you a great summer drink called hibiscus agua de Jamaica. So it's a hibiscus juice that you make by boiling dried hibiscus flowers with water. You boil them and then you refrigerate them. I like to squeeze lime in it, and it's so delicious. I'm going to teach that to you next week. So stay well, stay healthy, keep it green. And hey guys, thanks for tuning in every Friday. We love seeing you. Have a good week and a great weekend.